All right, welcome everybody. You are in Rick Altman's Crush and Tell. Rick Altman has published a brand new book called Crush, Your Next Virtual Presentation. I'm John Chen, your co-host and producer, and now the man and author of the hour. Hit the chat for the one and only Rick Altman.
Thank you, John. Greetings from a very stormy Northern California. You might be able to see out the window that the trees are blowing quite a bit. I hope we don't lose power, fingers crossed. And John, thanks a million for sort of acting as the host here as we do this. Nobody knew anything. John, you're one of the few people who knew anything about virtual presenting before COVID. I don't even put myself in that category because before then, the webinars I gave were just audio only, WebEx and stuff like that. We all got thrown into this. We all just sort of had to figure it out. And, by hook and by crook. And I believe that the challenges for virtual presenting are just so profound. And early on, the books that I were reading felt to me to just sort of be rehashes of, well, here's the stuff that you want to do in person, and here's how it sort of converts into virtual. But there are so many questions and challenges that are unique to it that I just felt there needed to be a book that was dedicated to virtual presenting. And I'm sure you'd agree. I mean, you've lived this longer than just about anybody.
Oh, we're here right now. Steffi Hogan and I are just saying, ugh, WebEx. And I was a WebEx user, and as early as, was it like 1999 when it was like 128 pixels and maybe on a good day, 6 frames per second, Rick.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, most of us just listened. We were in listen-only mode, I think is what they called it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's see. Do you have you have different segments for today. Is that what's going to happen today?
Yeah, different segments. And so first, maybe just to show what how the book was put together. The book has 5 parts to it, essentially. And it starts with that designing a presentation doesn't just mean creating pretty slides, because that's really not very satisfying. So part 1 is all about the strategies to help you think like a presentation designer, which any of us can do, not just a slide designer. Second is about how creating personal connections in a virtual space is very difficult. Part 2 hopes to provide some strategies and some food for thought about how best to get there. Part 3 is all about your body and how it can help you engage and connect more easily and effectively. Shout out to Olivia Newton-John there, for those of you old enough to remember that. Part 4 is where we geek out. Sound, pictures, lighting, backgrounds, and Zoom survival, which we all hope to somehow achieve in our lifetimes. And then finally, part 5 was kind of almost an accident. There were all these topics that were once somewhere placed in the first 4 that just didn't quite seem to fit. And they're all about how we need to bring a sense of purpose to everything that we do here on virtual, because again, it's more challenging when it's just you and a camera lens. So how can you be intentional? How can you think in a way that that brings that feeling to your audience that it matters, and that these are intentional things that we do to try to connect in a more human way? That's just so challenging. And all these topics that really didn't fit anywhere else suddenly became part 5 for this. Also, I have to say part 0. There's a part 0 also. It's the introduction. And the first of many shout outs, John, goes to you because you wrote the foreword for the book.
Well, it's very geeky and technical of you to start counting from 0, right? That's like all of us programmers. We all start from 0.
Well, actually, I counted from 1 and then went back to 0. I don't know exactly what that means, but
that means You're unique, Rick Altman.
Well, a big thanks to you for that. And a lot of other shout outs to my wife Becky, who read the whole book. My daughter Jamie, who we held up production for 2 months because in September, when I was ready to publish, she said, "Hey, Dad, I'd like to proofread it also." And she took delight in finding all these mistakes that both of her parents missed the first time around. We also had four fantastic technical readers, two of whom at least two are on the call with us: John Ramlow, Christiane Push, Marshall Maxstein, Lori Manton. I think Lori might be on the call also. So a huge thanks to those four. Mike Parkinson and I teamed up for the cover. I know that his wife Jen is here with us. So it truly does take a village to produce a book these days. And I'm so grateful that we had the community that has sort of spawned from the Presentation Summit, the annual conference that we host, that that helped us do all this. Okay, it's almost 10 after, so it's time for the first giveaway. We're going to do many of these. Now, we need to prepare a little bit. So to be eligible for the giveaway, I need your email address. So I want all of you right now to private chat me your email address, because the winners will be chosen. You'll see in just a moment how we're going to do this. And then I will be sending out virtual copies of the book, both Kindle and PDF, to all the winners. So I need your email address. Start chatting me now. And if you don't want to be eligible, that's cool. But if you do want to be eligible to win the many, many copies, over a dozen of them, and a free pass to the Presentation Summit in September, in order to be eligible, I need your email address. Private chat me now on that.
To private chat, all right, for those who don't know, and Zoom's, of course, moved everything right now. Open up chat and look for new chat above. Hit the plus and select Rick Altman and private chat him. If you don't mind sharing publicly, you can just chat it in the general chat, and Rick will be able to pick it up from there. Thank you, John Hadley, for chatting, and we have a few others. Back to you, Rick.
Okay, so at this point, I want to introduce a good friend of both John and me, and that is Lux from Stream Alive. Lux is going to have quite a role here, as his incredibly inventive and creative software called Stream Alive is going to choose the winners. You'll see that in just a moment. So Lux, thank you very much for all the behind the scenes work. At this point now, I'm gonna start the quiz. Now let me just say that this is not a race, okay? You're gonna have 20 seconds to answer these questions. They're all from the book, but some of them might be a little bit inside. Most of them are not. Some of them you might have to guess. Some of them you'll have a pretty good idea. You'll have 20 seconds to answer. There's 4 possible answers. If you answer correctly, you will automatically become eligible for that particular giveaway. Here we go. The first question. What do I say about achieving 100% audience attention during a virtual presentation? This is from chapter 1. You can see the 4 choices: that it's noble but impossible, easily achieved. Now, let me first just say, I forgot to say, you're going to answer simply in the chat. Just put A, B, C, or D in the chat. That's how you answer. So either A, noble but impossible; B, easily achieved by insisting that all participants keep camera on; C, only possible for kids; D, attainable goal if the presenter uses high energy engagement. A, B, C, or D. You've got about 10 seconds left to answer.
Rick, you got like 112 people here who are voting. Isn't that amazing?
That's fantastic. We got into triple digits. Love it. Okay, and let's see. Lux, how much time do we have left? About 5 seconds left?
We ran out of time about 20 seconds
ago. We ran out of time. Rick. The answer is A. It is noble but impossible. You should fight for and concede. I considered E, because I did say in chapter 1 that if you think you can do that, you are on crack. But no, the answer is A. All right, Lux, take it away.
We are ready when John is. John, you good to show the wheel?
There
Perfect.
you
There we
go.
go.
All
Wheel.
right. And just full just so we know, Rick, it's 20 seconds passes by like this. So it's got all the people who gave the correct answer A in the first 20 seconds. There were a lot
All
of people
right.
who
And so
said
you
A
can see
after
your
that,
name there already.
but
And let's
sorry to
pick a
this one.
winner.
Let's do that.
That winner is Marion! Everyone give it
All
up for
right.
Marion!
Congratulations, Marianne. All right, we're going to do another. We're going to do 3 each segment. And this first one, we were all just sort of getting our feet wet. We'll move quicker through these. So, John, let's go back to my screen for the second one.
1 second. I was trying to find Marion,
Yep.
but she doesn't have her camera on, but you do, and here you're back.
Okay. Next, I describe the triad of good presentation design as A, camera quality, microphone type, lighting setup. B, introduction, body, and the call to action. C, what you say, what you show, and what you give to your audience. Or D, the outline, the slides, and the zoom settings. A, B, C, or D. There will always be just 4 choices. You just put the letter in that you think is correct.
Otherwise known as multiple guess.
Multiple guess. I love it. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer, as many of you saw, was that I believe that is the triad of good design. What you say to your audience, what you show them, and then what you give to them in terms of a handout. Lux, how many got it right?
We got 45
Oh,
people
a lot
who
of
got
them.
it right.
Wow. Okay. Here we go.
You ready, Rick? Shall we?
Yes.
All right, intentionality to your name. Manifest a prize. Is it Stacy? Is it Wade? Is it Melanie? It's Melanie! Give it up for Melanie.
All right. 2 M's, Marianne and then Melanie.
I'm changing
I
my
sense a
name to Mom.
conspiracy here. All right, we're going to do one more. We're going to do 15 of these all total. We're going to do 3 in each segment. One more. Here we go. What do I see as the likely outcome of displaying complete sentences on a slide? This is from chapter 3, that the presenter will be forced to use more complex hand gestures, or the slide will automatically be more persuasive. The presenter will find it nearly impossible to avoid reading, or the audience will stop reading and focus entirely on the presenter's voice. A, B, C, D. 8 seconds left. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. And once again, a whole lot of people chose C. That's correct. That when you are confronted with fully formed thoughts, it becomes almost impossible to not just read them word for word, become a drone, and commit death by PowerPoint.
But Steffi says, but A makes me giggle. Bring on the lettuce. Speaking of lettuce, look at all those right answers.
Okay.
Shall we?
Spin that wheel. Brian, stand hit. It's Pratima.
Okay. Congratulations to all 3 of you. All right, John, what do we talk about next?
Wow, Rick. Well, I think it's our first giveaway, and then it's our first. What makes this book unique? Right? What makes this book? I believe we're to the stage to show a few QR codes. Is that right?
Yeah. So, this is the first book that I've written in 2 real important eras. One of them, of course, is artificial intelligence. We'll talk all about that soon. But really, the last time I wrote a book, QR codes were just starting to sort of become invented and become part of the fabric of how we exchange information. This time, it became part and parcel. Everybody's going to have a mobile phone next to them as they read this book, and so I was really grateful that I could leverage that. So you will see throughout the book QR codes all over the place to videos
You
like
are
this
like
one.
moths drawn to a light.
This is one of my favorite videos.
You can't help yourself. I
all
want
about
you all to
animation.
look at me as I tell you that when there's action on screen, you have no choice but to look at it. Made you look. In the room, I go stand off to the side. And I make everybody's heads do that when I send something across the screen like that. I can even do it here on virtual. Made you look.
That's one of several videos. I also had some fun in trying exercises where we over-exaggerate something.
I just took my daughter to Cedar Point in Ohio, the place of the most gnarly roller coasters ever. I couldn't believe the kind of stuff that we did there. 120 miles an hour, barrel rolls, all sorts of crazy drops and turns, and unbelievable. I've never had any experience like that before. Now I can die happy.
Over-expressing on virtual is a great exercise. I'm really grateful that that from the conference and from workshops and webinars I've just got hundreds and hundreds of hours of video that many of them were germane, and it was just really heartwarming to know that I could make them available so easily to everybody. So when you read this book, you want to have your phone next to you because there are QR codes all over the place for that. All right, let's see. Oh, you know what? It's 9:20. It's time for our next giveaway. Things happen fast around here. Are we ready?
Get your fingers ready into the general chat that everyone chats.
Here we go. Where should presenters place the detail-heavy text that they've removed from a slide? In the email that you send to attendees, in the chat window of the virtual meeting, in a hidden slide shown only during Q&A, or on the notes page of the PowerPoint file?
I think some people are having deja vu from your summit.
Good.
If you haven't been to the summit, get there.
Commercial coming later. Well, commercial coming whenever. 10 seconds. 7 seconds.
I see a lot of A's. I see a lot of D's.
4, 3, 2, 1. And it is D that I believe that you should take all of that, put it on the notes page, and then print the notes page as a handout, but one way or the other, get all that stuff the heck off of the slide.
All right, congratulations to all the D's in the house. Oh, look at how many you're getting better and better.
Wow. I better come up with harder questions.
Dana, Karen, Mickey, Shelly. Who is it? Oh, it's Christine.
It's Christine. All right.
All right, Christine.
Christine De Laurentiis, nice to see you here. Thank you and congratulations. That's our first one. Here comes the next one. Why do I recommend choosing chemistry over credentials when selecting a moderator? A, technical expertise is not actually necessary for moderating. B, because hiring a professional is usually too expensive. C, because a friend with good rapport can make the experience feel more human. D, because credentials can often be faked.
I care a lot about this question.
C, or D?
A great moderator, or a moderator, can make or break a panel or a virtual meeting.
5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. The answer, according to Chapter 8, is C, because a friend with good rapport can make the experience feel more human. I would like to say, however, that I'm very grateful that I have both, that John has technical expertise and he's my good friend.
There we go. Give it up for Rick Altman. And now, of course, our good friend Lux is going to see how many of you got this right.
Spinning all 49 names.
All 49. 49 names.
Okay.
David, Karen, Regina, Marie, Aaron Rhodes, you're the
All
winner!
right, Aaron. So far, we've got ourselves quite the sorority party here. 5 women have won.
What's the odds of that?
I don't know.
100%, Rick. 100.
Let's do another. One more for this round. And what paradox do I describe regarding eye contact in virtual presentations? According to Chapter 9, A, to make your audience feel seen, the presenter must look away from them. B, if you look at the camera, you appear to be staring aggressively at them. C, audiences prefer presenters who scan the room. D, better the video quality, the less likely the audience is to notice the presenter's eyes. The paradox of eye contact.
Maybe Lex forgot that he put a amazing woman filter into Stream Alive.
5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. The answer, according to Chapter 9, is right here.
Oh!
Yes. In order to make the audience feel seen, you have to look at the camera, which means you have to look away from their little picture in the gallery view, and that is very challenging. We'll see how many got it right. And Lux, before you spin the wheel on this one, tell us just a little bit about how this works, that people put stuff into chat and then it immediately, you can do something with it. This is what Stream Alive does, right? It makes that data available to you.
Absolutely, Rick. And the simple thought behind all of it is that, we're introverts, we're extroverts, all of us are textroverts. So put it in the chat is probably the easiest set of instructions you can give someone. And that's what Stream Alive does, takes responses from the chat.
Textrovert. Is that the word you used? A textrovert? I love that.
He said that.
I love that. And this is streamalive.com.
Absolutely. Thank you, Rick.
All right, let's pick our third winner for this round.
You ready?
Hit it! Chad, Mary, Michelle, Wendy. The winner is Michael Blumenthal! Congratulations, Michael.
Congratulations, Michael, for breaking up the sorority party.
Equality is possible.
All right. John, what are we going to talk about next?
Wow. What did you learn, right, from reading this book? What did you learn over the last 5 years of the world changing?
Yeah. Good question. So let's get a little geeky here. I learned a lot about lighting. And including that some of the conventional wisdom needs to be questioned. Now, good lighting starts with a fill light on one side of you and a key light on the other side, like you're seeing right here, 1 and 2. And you also want to light your background. But what I'd also heard from so much conventional wisdom is don't put a window behind you. And I wanted to defy that because I like that you can see me in my studio here with the window out to the backyard and all of that. And so, with some good tinting on a window, not only can you avoid the problem with being backlit, but it becomes the backfill, because you do need a little bit of backfill. And in fact, I have a mirror on the other side, so the light from my window hits the mirror on the other side, and all sorts of experts say don't ever do that. And I said phooey on all of that. So I learned a lot about lighting, including that some of the conventional wisdom can be defied. How about you, John?
Well, one of the things that comes around here is that I learned a lot. I mean, number one, my slides have gotten so much better by hanging around with Rick Altman. Recently, we're in chat a little bit, but I got asked to give an 8-minute keynote, Rick, and it took 100 hours of prep. All right, and I want everyone to go to the chat and tell me what feature did I use in this slide, right? So here's the slide, and I really wanted to This is the topic: how to speak, sell, and scale like the top 1% of speakers in the world. This was delivered in Canada, of all places, and the line sounds something like this: Imagine, how would you feel if you walked on stage knowing you are one of the top 1% of all speakers in the world? Brandon got it. Morph got it. Stephanie got it.
I taught you that.
Yes, you and all your good friends at the presentation summit. And this is 60 images. And what's crafty about this was without saying anything, in presentations, it's not even our body language and the words we're saying, it's also what's on the screen here. This is 60 certified speaking professionals who are all Canadian. And immediately I began to win attention and enthusiasm because they're like, holy cow, without saying anything, John gets us. He's willing to celebrate, right, the Canadians and not just present what they were afraid of was an American view. And from that moment on, I was able to do that. And most people don't know Morph still. And so when they saw this, they're like, how do you do that?
Yeah.
Morph-tastic. Thank you, Tom Ramlin. Morph-tastic.
Yep.
Yeah, so those are some
All
of the
right,
things
and,
that I learned.
That's good. So let me geek out a moment also, because there was something that I learned in writing this book. Well, a couple things. First of all, that our attention spans are not nearly as good on virtual. And so I find that having a list of topics down the side is very helpful. But how do you show which topic is the current one? Now, this slide has only one element on it. You see, I'm clicking on this. None of this is here on the slide. The only element on this slide is an invisible rectangle right here. Watch what happens as I move this rectangle over one of these. It automatically becomes highlighted. Look at that. Look at that. And I'm going to be really coy about this because if you want to know how to do this, you're going to have to tune into my webinar next week on this. Or we can talk about it afterwards. But this was a really cool trick that I sort of taught myself when I realized how important it is to create what I call breadcrumbs on slides. This is how virtual presenting has informed my slide design a little bit. And this one trick made it really easy for me to show which topic is the current one.
Now, the reason why this is so effective or valuable, too, is for virtual audiences is that it allows you to, one, present the whole agenda, and two, and stay on track. Where am I in this? And it allows people who are to stay more oriented. They stay more attentive to what's happening right now.
That's right. And part of this gets back to the point we made earlier about attention and 100% attention. And can you get it? I believe that you can't. And I believe that shaming or guilting your audience into paying attention is not good form. And so I want people to be able to get a sense of where we are. I feel like I can create a covenant with my audience. If when we change topics, I give them the most important topics first. Then if they want to go off and go back to their email or their worksheet or whatever, they know what topics are coming up. They know what I'm going to change to that topic. And I've made a promise with them that when I change, I'm going to try to get your attention back and I'm going to give you the most important stuff first. Then back you go to the spreadsheet or whatever. That's sort of the dance.
Speaking of most important stuff, people are already asking for your next week's webinar link, and it is your time to do the third giveaway.
Yes, third giveaway, and I promise I'm going to email everybody with next week's webinar for the Training Magazine Network is called No More Zoom Fatigue. So it's all on these topics. Okay, how do I describe the relationship between structure and spontaneity from chapter 11? That they are opposites that can't exist. They are dance partners. Structure can be sacrificed to appear more authentic. Spontaneity is only possible for presenters who do not use notes. A, B, C, D. 10 seconds left.
Some of our guests asked, how do I get my name on the wheel? You got to get the right answer now in 5 seconds.
That's all you do is you just answer in the chat, A, B, C, or D. 3, 2, 1. The answer, according to chapter 11, is that they partner structure and spontaneity. Structure gives shape to spontaneity.
Genius. For all those who got B, you should be on this wheel. Oh, look at
Look at
that.
all that. Wow.
That's a good one. Mary, Denise, Stan, Daita. Oh my God, I called it right! Did you see that?
All right.
I called it, Daita!
Our good friend. So glad. All right.
That's great. All right, you got another
Next.
trivia coming up here.
According to the great baseball slugger Reggie Jackson, what does a lack of butterflies, that feeling of nerves in your stomach, what does that suggest before a game if you do not have butterflies? According to chapter 13, A, he's successfully used breathing to reduce his stress. He's achieved total mastery over his anxiety. He's over-prepared in a good way. Or D, he may not care about the outcome as much as he should. A, B, C, D. 10 seconds. I'm really dating myself here with Reggie Jackson. He was the best clutch performer in baseball when he played. More postseason home runs than anybody, and I wish there were a more contemporary example. But Jackson is the one. 3, 2, 1. What he said was that he's concerned if he doesn't have butterflies. He says, well, what happens? Do I not care about the outcome? I want to feel those nerves. We all can take great comfort in knowing that, that some of the people who perform with pressure the most say how important it is to have those butterflies. All right.
I love Lori Manton said, didn't he have a candy bar? And Chad said, yes, there was a Reggie bar.
There was.
Ooh, not that many. Theirs is a tougher one. Michelle, Steffi, Janet H, you are a winner.
All right. Congratulations to Janet. We will do one more. Why does your own voice often sound deeper and more resonant to you than it does to others? From chapter 15. A, it's the bones in your skull that make that happen. B, the air version of your voice is naturally richer. C, microphones are designed to filter out lower frequencies. D, psychological bias makes us perceive ourselves as having more authority. A, B, C, D. 10 seconds.
It's just because I covered my mic like this.
That's choice E. 3,
mic trick.
2, 1. The answer is A. It's actually a thing. It's called bone conduction. You can even buy headphones that do this. That the bones in your skull resonate lower, and that's why we always, when we hear ourselves on tape, we say, "Ooh, I sound high like that. Ooh, that doesn't sound like me."
Right.
All right, look, you think?
Yeah, who said A? Oh, look at all that. We have friends with hearing aids that are based on conduction, right?
That's
are
right.
in the back of their skull, and now they can hear.
Right. Yep.
Lux, who's going to win this thing?
A lot of people got it right.
Out.
Stan, Mary, Mimi, Michael, Becky, Prentice!
Okay, one of our conference alums. Congratulations to Prentice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's it for this. For this one, this round, we have 3 more to give away. But what are we going to talk about next, John?
Well, everybody's talking about AI.
Oh man,
right?
yes.
You know,
Yes.
I wrote my book in 2020, and I tell people, like, I wrote 60,000 words in 9 weeks, and there was no AI, there was only JI. Do you know what JI is, Rick?
JI. I should.
John Intelligence. So yeah, so Rick is going to talk about RI, Rick Intelligence, and the use now. He got to use AI inside this book, and he actually had some very crafty things that he did.
Well, this was my first book written in the AI era, and it was nothing short of profound, I must say, in the way that I was able to collaborate with my AI agent. Most of the time I just used ChatGPT, and I got into such a rhythm that I needed to give it an identity. So I named her Sky. I named it Sky And then Sky chose its own gender. So Sky is a woman. She and I collaborated on the book in many, many different ways. Let me just share a few of them with you because they were significant. Starting with the URL, we spent about 15 minutes, and it was great because Sky could find out if the URL was available in a fraction of the time that it would have taken me, and we ended up at crushyournext.pro. And you can get information about the book at that URL all the time. Mostly, we did a lot of proofing, critiquing, and collaborating. I asked Sky, Sky read every chapter, and I had to really admonish Sky when she was too nice to me. Ultimately, she got it in her head that I want some hard critiques, and I got some. I mean, yes, she'd find spelling errors all over the place. But you can see that she said my tone flirts with snark sometimes. She thought that something was unanchored. I didn't even know what that meant at first. Dense with slides, commentary, a little soft. She said so. So she really did critique more than I thought that she would be capable of. A couple times it hurt my feelings. Before every chapter, we would collaborate, and this was huge because you ask just about any author, preparing for a chapter, collecting, organizing, researching, that could take weeks. And Sky and I pretty much got it down to about 10 minutes. Where we would collect and organize thoughts, and we would do that across a conversation. I'm on the right, she's on the left. I'm not expecting you to read this, just so you get an idea of the back and forth that we had here. This is about the chapter about the gallery view. Where I'm talking about the wall of faces. That definitely has legs, she says. That's a nice way of saying, well, you could do better. And she says, do you want to drill down? I said, no drilling down right now. Give me the top 9. There they are. That's too many. We have to get down to 6. You're absolutely right. How many times your AI agent told you that? But that just gives you an idea of the back and forth that we had. And that sort of inspired a way that we would discuss. I introduced 3 terms to her, 3 verbs. When we are talking about the structure of something, whether I want us to amplify on a point or whether I want us to just free associate. So I would say to her, let's structure this, let's amplify, let's spitball. And she knew what all those terms meant, and became really satisfying as we were collaborating on all of this. Let's see, what else? Bunch of other things. Tables are a pain in the ass. I'm sorry, they just are. And I often don't use them because of that. But Sky, she would just kill tables, and she'd give them to me in Excel format, and I could then bring them into the book really easily. Now, Sky failed miserably, I have to say, on an index. Kept assuring me that she was going to be able to do it, and she couldn't. Standard AI just it was just too much. But I found a dedicated AI-based indexing service, which was phenomenal, because you ask any author, the second pain in the ass, maybe the first one, is indexing. I just delivered all 25 chapters via PDF to this AI service, and it produced a fantastic index for me. Sky, I'm going to put these 2 together because these were huge. These are 2 places where creating the Kindle version requires that you use this software that I only use, once every 7 or 8 years. And converting it is really difficult, and you requiring practically a coding language. And uploading stuff to Amazon practically is a different language, and my AI agent was able to work with me through those, saved me just hours and hours of tedium. So I was very grateful for this tool that became pretty big. It also wrote 3 paragraphs in the entire book. And they are in the chapter on AI where I asked Sky to write the introduction. Now, I would have marked it up all over the place before using it, but I didn't. I left it in exactly the way she wrote it, and it became the basis for a whole discussion about what is considered appropriate use of AI. And a lot of it came down, as far as I was concerned, with whose ideas are this. And John, this is something that we all struggle with. What's appropriate for when it's actual content that you're asking AI to produce. Legally speaking, I believe that if it's your ideas, then it's okay to use. Actually, that's not legal. There's all sorts of legal discussions about this, but AI is not a human being, and so there's no copyright that can be given to any content created by it. But do you feel good about using something if AI created it? If it was your ideas and you're just using AI as a tool to refine the ideas, then I think that's the first criterion. But I think the second criterion is even more important. Does it sound like you? Because if it doesn't sound like you, your audience is going to judge you on that, and they're not going to care about anything else.
And let me just add this, I think, super important point and ask you this question, Rick, right? You and your team of reviewers has reviewed every word inside of that book. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So I think that's one of the most important steps of using AI. It doesn't matter what it creates, and in some ways or another. In the end, you as the author are responsible for a process that goes through there and says all of these things are things that I believe in, things that are true, right? Things that I believe to be there. And I think that's the most important part of the process. It doesn't matter what AI puts around, but if you review it and you say these are things that I would say, then I think
yeah, exactly. Does it sound like me? Now, if your AI agent came up with some great idea that you hadn't thought of,
yeah,
then maybe you have a dilemma. And I wonder if maybe I wouldn't just say, my AI agent's smarter than I am, and this is what she thought about this. I think that's maybe what I would do.
Well, yeah, this gets back into. Yeah, I think in the integrity part as a presenter too, often we have to give credit if we are borrowing something like a quote or something else. And I think now in the AI part, I think, again, there's no 100% guidelines, but I think a good guideline would be to say, clearly delineate, this was created by AI.
That's right. That's right. Exactly.
Speaking of created, right, we got more gifts, more prizes.
That's right. Yes. Numbers, let's see, where are we? I think, 10, 11, and 12. Here we go. I believe that this is the most important quality of a good virtual experience, according to Chapter 17. A 4K camera, professional studio lighting, clear audio, a realistic virtual background. A, B, C, or D. And Teresa, I promise I will answer your question about the company. Paperback needs to be converted to a Kindle format. It's actually software. It's called Caliber.
And Rick, will people receive a copy of this recording?
Oh, good question. Yeah, we're going to make this available all over the place. You bet.
Santu asked. Okay. Oh yes,
3,
go ahead.
2, 1. I think everyone's going to get this one right because the preview, the picture on the left gave it away. We'll see. Lux, let's pick a winner.
Let's do it.
That is a C. That's right. Let's see, Lux. Let's see who's on the board. Go.
Yep.
Margot.
Lots of them.
JT. Denise is in the house.
Congratulations, Denise.
Congrats, Denise. And back to you, Rick.
All right. Next. What is my simplest, cleanest, cheapest solution to maintaining eye contact as much as possible, according to Chapter 18? A, take a picture of a face next to your webcam. B, memorize the first 5 minutes of your presentation so you don't have to look at the screen at all. C, lower the resolution of your monitor. D, move your streaming platform window as close to the camera as possible. A, B, C, or D. 10 seconds. Now, this is an interesting one because really all 4 of these are arguable. And a friend and a respected colleague does A, take a picture of her face, of faces next to the webcam.
Yep.
But I believe it is D, Move your streaming platform window as close to the camera lens as possible, so when you're in gallery view, you don't have to shift your gaze so profoundly.
Outstanding. Let's see who's on the list. 4 is correct.
Not as
Oh!
many. Oh, the odds are good on this one.
Got
Oh,
stomped
yes.
on
We got a lot of option A's, and these are the ones we got for D within the first 20 seconds. Let's do it.
Mona said I did answer too quickly. No bonus for quick. Glenn, no. Stacy Brown!
Stacy Brown. All right. Congratulations, Stacy. All right. One more this round, and then we will do one more round after that before we wrap up. Why do I suggest that overhead fluorescent lights are the Darth Vader of illumination? A, they typically are much warmer than the recommended studio lighting. They interfere with the 5500 Kelvin setting on LED panels. C, they're too bright and cause the camera to overexpose. D, they create top-down glare. A, B, C, or D. 10 seconds.
Rick, I am your father.
And John knows what he's talking about when it comes to Star Wars impersonations. He led a trivia team with that as its theme. The answer is D, that fluorescent lights create bad glares and create shadows that are undesirable.
Long live Rogue One, the winning team. Right, Mimi Heft? Ooh, look at this. Deanne, Steffi, Glenn, Praveen. Hit it. Who could it be? Mary. Glenn Gibson!
Glenn, okay. Glad you made it, Glenn.
You're a good friend with Glenn.
All right. Let's see. Where are we going next, John?
Oh my goodness, Rick, where could we go after all this? You've covered so much in this book, which is great. You know, I understand though you prepared a short reading from the book.
Yes, let's do that. This is this is more on AI. So let's talk a little bit more about this. Because the final chapter in the book is all dedicated to AI. And so, yeah, I have a short reading that I think might be good food for thought. So it goes something like this. Your AI agent is available to you 24/7. Your AI agent never gets tired. You have an inexhaustible supply of ideas available to you at all times. Your AI agent can crank out bullet points, polish your script, and tell you how many times you said It is the high-speed tool in your workshop that cuts faster, sands smoother, and drafts quicker. And that just might be too easy. Presentation is not supposed to be that easy. To quote the Tom Hanks character in A League of Their Own, which is one of my favorite movies of all time, he said, "It's supposed to be hard. It's the hard that makes it great." To bring the emotional weight that your audience wants from you, maybe you need to suffer just a little bit. And that's the paradox of these tools. They remove the friction and the resistance that we think we don't want, only to find out that we actually need those points of conflict quite desperately. It's the friction that makes us sharper. The suffering with a concept, wrestling with a blank page, stumbling through a rehearsal. That's the stuff that challenges you to think, to rethink, to wrestle, to struggle, and ultimately come out cleaner on the other side. So what's the solution when AI tools are too compelling to turn away from? I recommend that you exploit the shit out of your AI agent. Okay, in the book, I actually didn't say that. That was just for your benefit. I recommend you exploit the you-know-what out of your AI agent for all of the research, the perspective, the ideas, the arguments, and the counter-arguments that you can glean. Get it all. And then walk away. Leave the environment in which your AI agent lives. Better yet, leave all of your electronics behind and just sit with your thoughts for a bit. Ponder, consider, suffer just a little bit. I believe this to be an essential part of presentation prep, which we all took for granted before AI. Don't let these magnificent tools rob you of that essential part of the process. Because when it comes time to stand in front of your audience, there is no replace presenter with AI button, at least not in the version that I use. It cannot stand before your audience and matter. That last mile when a human heart meets human attention, that's the irreducible human advantage. Machines can take a lot of things. Machines can fake a lot of things, but they can't fake you.
Yeah, Rick, there's both sides of AI. Like recently, I was the moderator for a financial planning conference, and I was only checking a breakout room, and it was on public policy. And let me just help you out, Rick. I don't know anything about financial public policy. And so using ChatGPT, I said, as an AFCPE, public policy expert, write me 10 questions about, to moderate this. And I actually used 7 of them. And so this is a case where AI saved me in a minute. But, the other part is when I did this other presentation, 100 hours of prep for an 8-minute keynote is a place where, you really got to think about how you use AI. And I got the latest metaphor I heard was like this: like a top chef, you can use AI to make your next meal another Michelin star, or you can be another line cook and using AI to make even more slop. So you got to decide which one are you going to be.
And those 100 hours of prep, there's no substitute for you sweating it out and suffering. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
All right, this is a miracle. We are only 5 minutes behind schedule. So we're going to do our final 3 giveaways before we then do our big giveaways. So here we go. Final 3 quizzes. Why is Zoom's spotlight function helpful in directing attention? This is from chapter 21, which was one of the either the most satisfying or most irritating chapters. I'm still not sure which. But here are your 4 choices. Sends a private notification to users who've minimized the Zoom window. B, automatically switches the audience out of gallery view. C, allows the host to see exactly which apps are open. D, prevents audience members from turning off their cameras. A, B, C, D.
As you can see, we're using extensive use of spotlighting here in this and almost all my meetings.
4, 3, 2, 1. The answer is B. That the inmates run the asylum with Zoom, but when you spotlight, then they have to consciously switch back into gallery view from speaker view. So you have and most don't. So most of the time when you go to gallery view, you're going to be someone's going to be watching just you. Lux, let's pick a winner.
Look at this. Looks like gallery view. This looks like almost everybody in gallery view.
Wow.
Chad, TK, Adam, JT.
All right. No gender on that one. Congratulations. We got 2 more. Rick compares the presenter's camera. Compare the presenter's camera to which theatrical element? A, curtain that should never be open. B, a mirror that helps presenters check their appearance. C, a spotlight that works best when it is not always on. D, a script that must be followed exactly. A, B, C, or D? 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. I believe it is C. The presenter's camera is a spotlight, and your strategic use of it, turning it on and often turning it off, is key to a good virtual presentation. Lux.
See, in that moment, Rick's camera wasn't on, so he chooses when you should focus on the slide and when you should focus on him. It's Bonnie! Okay. Congratulations, Bonnie.
Congratulations, Bonnie. Now, all of you all of you. Okay, actually, no, I'm going to wait on that. Let's do our last one first. Okay, next. When using AI for content creation, what does Rick believe to be the threshold for credible authorship? We'll see how you were paying attention to our conversation. A, reshaping, organizing, injecting personal stories. B, asking your agent to write in your voice. C, not simply accepting the first draft. D, swapping out a few words here and there. What's the threshold for credible authorship?
Mimi, speaking of credible authorship, all this music was authored on Suno, which is an AI music generator and is royalty free.
All right. 3, 2, 1. A. Reshaping, reorganizing, injecting personal stories and metaphors. That, I believe, is the threshold. We talked earlier about how is it enough that it was your ideas? Does it sound like you? In chapter 25, I amplify that. So, sorry, that was a bit of a trick question, but I'll be forgiven. Especially by
Survey
the person
says
who is. Yeah, not
super
too many
trick
got
question.
that. Yep.
And yeah, you
David
got
got
about 10 in the first 20 seconds. So there it goes.
JT Stan, you're 1 out of 10. You have 10% chance. Better than the lottery.
Again?
JT! Are you going to give JT 2 prizes? You're going to spin again.
I'm pretty sure that this being a virtual gift, JT would be fine if we spun the carousel again. Am I right, JT? I'm looking for JT to answer in the chat. I'm going to answer for him. Yes, let's spin again.
Okay, so
I'm going to
remove.
remove JD's
Yeah.
name here and spin it again then.
Spin
I don't know. I
again.
think we should see how many times it'll stick on it.
And now, if only JT was a woman in the who for the first time. Praveen, Praveen, you are a winner.
All right. Okay. Let's see. We're about to wrap up here. I want to thank everybody. We still have quite a few people having joined us. Thank you so much for spending an hour, which, I mean, this is all just pure promotion, really. And I don't do that well. And I had to be sort of prodded by many people to do a book launch party at all. And but I'm so grateful that many of you hung out here with us. And Lux, I want to bring you back on because I want to share that great story. I asked Lux, can Streamalive do this? Can it turn a quiz into a carousel where answers that people give and automatically feed that cool carousel? You had the carousel, but together we sort of came up with this idea that we could turn it into a quiz. Am I right?
Absolutely. And I'm glad you were kind of the forcing function in making this happen. Because when you told us the kind of questions you were asking and how you wanted to pull someone from the right answers and the kind of mechanism that you had in mind, it was beautiful. And I think a lot of other users are going to benefit from this mechanism as well, because it's officially available from today.
Okay, fantastic. Well, I am grateful for having been part of the process and really appreciate the effort that you made. This was a lot of fun. I think people enjoyed the heck out of it. And let's keep you on set here because we have. Oh, and John, you come on too. You've been following the chat. If there's any things that people have asked about or said that that we should share, by all means. Otherwise, we have a couple passes to the presentation summit to award as well.
Number one, Laura noticed Lux's wardrobe change. So very cool. Unmute the audience. And number two is that we are going to end this program very soon. And for those of you who are here on Zoom, if you have a moment, feel free to stick around afterwards in the non-live stream version. Stick around and chat with Rick. You tell him congratulations or thanks.
I'm going to stick around. Now, I've noted that many of you have ordered the book in the last hour. I promise that we will fulfill all those orders. Those of you that won, give me about 2 hours. You'll get an email with complete instructions. You do not have to choose PDF or Kindle. When you buy the digital version of the book from me, if you go buy it from Amazon, you're getting Kindle. If you buy it from me at crushyournext.pro, you get both PDF and Kindle. And all the winners will be getting both of those, 2 separate downloads. All the instructions will be in the email. Same for all of you that have actually ordered a copy in the last hour. That's many. Thank you for that. And again, give me a couple hours. We will get all of those squared in. Now, that, of course, assumes that you chatted me your email address. I need your email address. Okay, Lux, let's give away a pass to the presentation summit.
Let's do that. How do you want to do it, Rick? Did you want to ask people where they want to attend the summit from? Should we do that?
Well, I thought you were going to pull a fast one on me. You threatened that because we told people this wasn't a competition, but Lux actually was keeping some statistics, if I'm correct.
Let me try and pull that up. I might have just gone past it. I hope I didn't disable it. Let me pull it up and see if I have it handy here. And right, so I'm going to run one more interaction. You can just ignore it for now. I just realized, Rick, this is the beautiful thing about building things as we go on. So, when we built this feature for you, this one was not but we should have it in 10 seconds. We'll have a leaderboard of that. So just keep going and I'll have this up for you in about 10 seconds, hopefully.
All right.
Fingers crossed.
Okay, so we have that second question that we were going to ask of everybody. Is that right? Should we go to that one first, or do you want to wait?
We've got it here. So here is the leaderboard of people who've answered so far. So if you wanted to just give a ticket to the person who's on top of that, it's up to you, Rick.
So Chad Newman had the most correct answers and point values. That's just some behind the scenes stuff that you do.
Yeah.
Okay, Chad Newman, congratulations. You are going to the presentation summit on our compliments, just for your diligent participation in this.
I got Chad on the screen with you.
There he is, Chad. All right. Oh, the great background. Love that. Is that you?
No, that's some Olympics, I believe. But
oh, you see, I wanted to believe it was you.
Yeah, that is not me.
Okay, well, nonetheless, you get to attend the conference.
Thank you.
And in fact, that's a great background, because that sort of could be the answer to this next question that, Lux, you're going to ask of all of us, which will be the basis for awarding another prize. Lux, why don't you take that away?
Happy to. So here. I'll let you read the question, Rick, but
yes.
I've got it all queued up for you.
What would be your dream venue from which to attend the virtual presentation summit? So, like Chad might say, I'll have you in an earbud while I am jumping off of a cliff and skiing, or from a cruise ship, or on a hammock, or hanging out with my dog. You tell us, and as you do so, you will be building that word cloud. Everybody who answers becomes eligible for our last drawing.
Did you see Rick's backyard in there?
Oh, fantastic. That would be great. I always, I have to say, I fantasized that for the virtual conference, a bunch of people come over here and all watch it together in my living room, and then we all hang out in the evening.
Right.
Nice.
That'd be kind of fun.
Super hybrid.
All right, we're going to go for another 10 seconds. I can see that people are still answering. And it doesn't, and we're not looking for the most clever answer. We want all of your answers. It doesn't matter. Cruise ship and Hawaii and Japan, interestingly enough, are the ones that have been the most prominent.
But somebody offered her house, or somebody said offered their own house. You might want to go back in that chat and take them up on that offer, Rick.
Now, and Lux, you will be able to save this all this data, right?
Oh, absolutely, it's all being saved. Yes.
Terrific, because I'd love to see it. All right, 5 seconds left. 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Our last carousel.
So, Rick, we're going to make a carousel, right? You're not going to summarize or visualize. I'm going to spin everybody who answered this question.
Yes.
And all right, that's a lot of answers, a lot of people. Let's see what
this
happens.
is a pass, right? This is a pass to the conference?
It's the pass to the conference.
Big
the
money.
Virtual conference, September 20th through the 23rd.
It's Sue Griffey!
Sue Griffey, I've got your name. Congratulations.
I got Sue Griffey here. Look at her. She got her cheerleader prom on. What did she got something in
Yay.
there? Yeah.
Love it.
Sue, what are you
I'm
calling?
so ecstatic. Thank you. And Rick, I can't wait to get your book. I forgot how long ago I ordered it.
Uh-oh. Did you ordered it the print version from Amazon or
No,
the
from you. And you wrote and said I'll be mailing them soon. I haven't gotten it yet. So
Oh my goodness, thank you for reminding me because I absolutely can get that out to you right away. Now I'm embarrassed.
no, don't be. Listen, we're all so busy trying to keep multiple streams going. No, I'll send the email that I got from you
Okay.
back to you, and then you won't have to
Fantastic.
worry about where
And
it is.
congratulations about attending the Presentation Summit, the virtual. This is our 24th season, and we are right now putting together the whole program, our guests and our experts, and we have pricing that is below what we charged last year until June 1st. All the information you need is on your screen right there. Just remember presentationsummit.com, and it would be a pleasure to see all of you there. And again, a super pleasure to have been able to spend this hour with all of you. So grateful. Love connecting. As John says, if you want to hang out, we will go into gallery view and schmooze because it's about time for our semi-annual summit schmooze. Might as well sort of do a little of that right here for any of you that want to hang around. John, thanks so much for spinning the dials. Lux, thanks for your creativity and energy. All of you loved the passion and the enthusiasm.
So, Rick, we're going to do one thing to end this live stream. We're going to hit gallery mode again. If you do not want to be on live stream, turn off your camera now. And now, for everyone who is, if you would like to wish Rick congratulations, we're all going to say congratulations, Rick, on 3. Ready? Unmute, right? Steffi can unmute. Karen can actually unmute, right? Lux can unmute. Wade, you can unmute, right? What about you, Adam? Unmute. You want to say that? Ready? You're going to say congratulations, Rick, on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hit it!
Congratulations, Rick.
That was on it, not on 3.
Congratulations, Rick Altman.